This nigga Stephen A. Smith is funny. I see the clip of him talking about someone named Charlie something. I think he had like a different last name than Charlie Kirk. He was talking about a football player or something, and he ended up saying Charlie Kirk. This nigga is funny, boy. Here we go with Jew Almighty. Stephen A. Smith gets torched online after saying ICE shooting was justified. Now, Stephen A. Smith be playing with them politics and stuff. And, you know, Stephen A. Smith, he be on ESPN, this, that, and the third. So, like, he got a big, wide, diverse type of audience. You know what I'm saying? So, he could definitely be open to some scrutiny. He kind of got to watch what he say if he don't want to lose deals and this, that, and the third, bro. So, hey, let's see what it here for.
Stephen A. Smith continues to be loud and wrong.
I saw the video on numerous occasions, and seeing what transpired from a lawful perspective, don't expect him to be prosecuted. He was completely justified.
This man is not a lawyer. He is.
So he said the officer was justified. Everybody that's finna watch this video I already know is gonna come from the comment section. They gonna be Trump supporters. Or they gonna come from the algorithm, they gonna be Trump supporters, and they gonna say it was justified. You know what I'm saying? And here they gonna say, oh, it's a black guy saying it too.
Don't expect him to be prosecuted.
This boy Stephen A. Smith is a bootlicker. Let's be real.
It was completely justified.
This man is not a lawyer. He is an uninformed, unqualified loudmouth with a microphone and platform who continues to side with the Trump administration, who is becoming more evil and autocratic by the day. And while everyone else who is sane and not MAGA is calling out ICE for their overstepping and violence against U.S. citizens.
It's shameful, really, that in our country we can have law enforcement officers who commit murder
Steve Kerr?
Seemingly get away with it. It's shameful that the government can come out and lie about what happened when there's video and witnesses who have all come out.
That man could have got out the way of that fucking car.
Disputed what the
only way you gonna stop a car is if you do shoot the person in it.
Government is saying so.
Because at this point, they're operating like mass Gestapo, shooting and killing innocent, unarmed U.S. citizens like Keith Porter Jr. and Renee Good. And while it seemed like everyone was still trying to process the tragedy of the murder of Renee Good that we saw on camera by an ICE agent, Stephen A. Smith rushed to put out his take on this whole incident, defending the administration and claiming that the shooting was completely justified.
Protesting, blocking off the streets, ICE wanted her to move. An officer got in front of the car, another officer got to the side of the car, and then she tried to take off. And then
look at that. Look at the microphone. Sirius XM. This man is on ESPN TV. Man, he can't say nothing other than what he's saying. Stephen A. Smith doesn't own himself. He doesn't own himself. He doesn't own himself, man. He's owned by the white folks, by these corporations. You know what I'm saying? By the slave master.
An officer got in front of the car, another officer got to the side of the car, and then she tried to take off. And in their eyes, the Christy Gnomes of the world for the Department of Housing, of Homeland Security.
You put your own self in danger by standing in front of a fucking car where you don't know what that person's gonna do. I'm pretty sure in their training, you're not supposed to do that, bro.
I'm sorry. And other folks on the right are saying, yo, they consider it an act of domestic terrorism because she tried to run over an ICE officer.
Which is just a crazy thing to say within 24 hours of this horrible incident happening and before all of the footage is even released. And he caught a lot of backlash for this irresponsible and careless take, and rightfully so.
On behalf of the black community, please shut the fuck up.
Yup. Stephen A. Smith gave the worst analysis one could on the recent events that took place in Minneapolis, in a video he did not have to do, on commentary that he did not have to give.
Which is why Stephen A. Smith being irresponsible and so biased with his platform is damaging his legacy. But I'm Jew, welcome to the channel. Please like and share the video.
Oh, he gonna keep getting put in position though. You know why? Because he don't own himself.
At some point in time, you gotta ask yourself, what damn country do you want to live in?
A country where federal agents aren't harassing, attacking, or shooting unarmed, innocent U.S. citizens. Pretty simple.
At some point in time.
And then the people that's gonna come from the algorithm, the Trump supporters, they gonna say her dangerous weapon, her weapon was the car. Right.
we're going to have to ask ourselves that question. And I think the time is sooner than later. Because again, from a legal perspective,
you're not a lawyer. To even start this out with from a legal perspective, shut the fuck up.
don't expect this ICE officer to be prosecuted.
We
I'm
don't
telling you
expect
now. She
it.
was in the
We
car,
already know he's
Renae
not.
Nicole Good, 37 years of age, protesting, blocking off the streets. ICE wanted her to move.
Nigga said protesting like that's illegal or something. I understand blocking the road is not, but that's not justification for killing the person, bro.
Expect this ICE officer to be prosecuted. I'm telling you right now. She was in the car, Renae Nicole Good, 37 years of age, protesting, blocking off the streets. ICE wanted her to move. An officer got in front of the car. Another officer got to the side of the car, and then she tried to take off.
How conflicting is that statement that he just said? They told her to move. They were literally giving her commands to move. She waved another car past, and then they surrounded her car.
And in their eyes, the Christy Gnomes of the world for the Department of Homeland Security, and
Yeah,
other folks on the right are saying, yo, they consider it an act of domestic terrorism because she tried to run over an ICE officer.
Is he just really going to say that with no context? That the president, the vice president, Christie, no, all of them, every single person from this administration that's come out and spoke about this incident has lied about it. They said she was trying to run over agents with the car. Trump said the agent that called her an effing B after he shot and murdered this woman was hospitalized when there is a video as clear as day that shows him walking off. And this just has to be the most unempathetic, heartless, batshit crazy administration we have ever seen. Because the entire administration immediately started painting this woman as
we're in a matrix, bro. This world is a joke, man.
Domestic terrorist that was trying to run down ICE agents, which couldn't be further from the truth. Christy Nome calling this an act of domestic terrorism.
You asked about a shooting that we just had in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was an act of domestic terrorism. What happened was our ICE officers were out in an enforcement action. They got stuck in the snow because of the adverse weather that is in Minneapolis. They were attempting to push out their vehicle, and a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over and ram them with her vehicle.
The whole world saw the video online. And the fact that this administration feels like they can paint a completely false picture with no repercussions, which they've done, is crazy.
An officer of ours acted quickly and defensively shot to protect himself and the people around him. And my understanding is that she was hit and is deceased. We're continuing to gather more information, but this goes to show the assaults that our ICE officers and our law enforcement are under every single day.
Trump has weighed in on ICE shooting in Minneapolis. His post is reckless and riddled with lies as you might expect. Fire meet gasoline. The woman was screaming was obviously a professional agitator. Are you talking about the woman recording the video that watched her neighbor get murdered in front of her? And the woman driving the car was very disorderly, obstructing and resisting, who then violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer, who seems to have shot her in self-defense.
So obstructing and resisting and disorderly conduct is means for you getting fucking killed, bro. No.
Based on the attached clip, it's hard to believe he is alive, but he is now recovering in the hospital. The dude walked down the street on video and called her an effing B after he shot her. And then Vance did a whole press conference saying that ICE agents have complete immunity when they do not. ICE agents, just like anyone else, can be prosecuted for murder.
The precedent here is very simple. You have a federal law enforcement official engaging in federal law enforcement action. That's a federal issue. That guy is protected by absolute immunity. He was doing his job. The idea that Tim Walz and a bunch of radicals in Minneapolis are going to go after and make this guy's life miserable because he was doing the job that he was asked to do is preposterous.
Once we get a normal president, normal vice president, normal administration,
and they want this man to be the next president
again, and all these people from Trump down are held accountable for what they did and let happen, it's going to be our version of the Nuremberg trials, where they are literally going to have to answer for all of this shit they've done. It's going to be insane because the reason these ICE agents act so reckless in the first place is because they're backed by this administration who thinks they have complete immunity. These are the words and people that we're taking serious that Stephen A. Smith is backing.
At some point in time, you got to ask yourself, what damn country do you want to live in? It's not going to be prosecuted. My point is, let's not focus on that for a second, okay? She was wrong to drive off. She should not have done that. Or she should have asked the officer, I'm pulling over, could you move out the way, please? Instead of
the same officers that were yelling aggressively at her, trying to yank her door open and pull her out the car, she's supposed to ask them nice and calmly something.
Could you move out the way, please? Instead of trying to disregard him totally to the point where you're going to take off and potentially hit him, and he moves out the way and draws his gun and shoots through the front windshield.
Stephen A. Smith just said it.
He didn't even get a second to react though, like, and stop the car after he pulled the gun out. He just pulled the gun out and instantly shot her though. Like, it's not even like she had reaction time. It's not like he said stop, 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 stop. No, none of that.
He moved out the way, drew his gun, and shot her as she was driving away. That's murder.
And took her out.
But it wasn't necessary. You could have arrested her. You could have spared the woman's life.
This is tonal whiplash. He's doing this fence-sitting thing that he's...
Who has more likely, what's more likely of you dying, getting ran over or getting shot by a bullet, bro? Yeah, you could get ran over on the head. That's gonna be your neck, your upper body, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be the most likely way you're gonna die from being hit from a car that's going 5 miles an hour, bro. You know what I'm saying?
He's done his whole entire career, but it doesn't work in politics. It doesn't work when there are real world crises that are happening. It doesn't work. You can't fence it. You can't do all this defending of MAGA, a federal agent that murdered somebody, and then turn around and say, well, it didn't have to happen. That Republican bag cannot be that good to ruin your whole entire legacy, reputation, and career. It just can't.
But it wasn't necessary. You could have arrested her. You could have spared the woman's life. You didn't have to kill her. We've seen plenty of incidences throughout the United States of America, historically and frequently and recently, where people who committed crimes or people whose behavior weren't indicative of law-abiding citizens who were simply obeying law enforcement officials, we've seen them walk away alive. We've seen them walk away cuffed, but they walked away alive. So even though the law from a literal perspective might be on his side, the reality is that your humanity comes into question because you didn't have to kill her. She didn't have to die. But that's the country we're living in now. We're living in a country where some people, more often than not, are becoming lawless, and law enforcement officials are not just about enforcing the law while serving and protecting, but they'll also take lives.
You can't just say
that's
this is
crazy.
The country we're living in now. When you're in support
crazy.
of the administration that's making the country the way it is, they are literally creating the chaos that we're seeing in our country and every other country at this point. And because this administration is just filled with absolute liars, it takes a 25-year veteran to break down every single thing this ICE agent did wrong.
As cops, we're
so he actually shot like 3-4 times.
Responsible for every single round that leaves our weapon. In my 25 years, I've done hundreds of vehicle stops. If someone is fleeing, that is not a justification for the use of deadly force.
In this moment,
25-year vet
crosses in front of the vehicle. He opens fire on the driver,
pulls his phone out.
37-year-old Renee Good. In this clip, we see Good waving cars by, and one car drives past her stopped vehicle.
Like they're somewhat impeding the ICE guys, although you did see the SUV drive around them.
Next, officers exit the car and approach Good's vehicle.
Right out of the gate, it's escalatory in nature. And then the agent with the black mask reaches for the driver's side door handle to try to open it. From the video, like the reverse lights are on.
From this other video angle, we can see that the officer has already crossed in front of the car. He's holding a cell phone.
They are trying to essentially take some sort of recording or photograph of the driver. What he does is cross in front of.
Your life is so in danger that you're pulling out your phone to record.
And stay in front of a occupied running vehicle. You should not be intentionally putting yourself in front of a vehicle. And with a cell phone in his left hand, he draws his pistol with his right hand. And in a very quick succession, rattles off 3 rounds.
Under the Department of Homeland Security's use of force policy, firearms may not be discharged solely to disable a moving vehicle. And
Homeland Security, this is in they fucking documents, nigga.
Shooting at a moving vehicle is tightly restricted.
You cannot use deadly or lethal force solely.
But the people, the Trump supporters coming from the algorithm for to come flood my video, bro, and hear that shit and still act like it's not valid, bro. These niggas is crazy.
Restricted.
Man. Why my algorithm gotta be like this, bro? Give me the right people, YouTube. Shit.
Not use deadly or lethal force solely to stop a fleeing vehicle.
The Trump administration maintains the agent opened fire to avoid being run over, but the direction of the tires appears to be facing away from the officer to the right.
Right, and at that point in time, he had time, bro. He had all the time in the world to get the fuck out the front of that car, bro.
There's still a dispute as to whether
So it's
the
not
officer
valid,
was
bro.
grazed
It's
or
not
struck
justified.
by the Honda. He continues to fire even after moving out of the way of the vehicle.
Right.
If she is intentionally trying to hit that agent or
The
officer,
first shot, he was already enough out the way to where all you had to do was take one step back.
those tires are pointed in the opposite direction, and the vehicle's trajectory after the shots would be continuing to the left.
This is
After
ridiculous,
3 shots,
bro.
the car veers away.
And I wouldn't be surprised if this is government propaganda right here, bro. All this is doing is dividing and conquering, bro. That's all this is doing. We done forgot about Charlie Kirk. Now we talking about this. We gonna forget about this, and there's gonna be another trending topic, bro. This is orchestrated. This is orchestrated. I refuse to believe that this is not orchestrated.
Continuing to the left.
After 3 shots, the car veers away. Oh my God! According to Ballier, both the officer's gunfire and the car accelerating could have put agents and the surrounding crowd of bystanders in danger.
And immediately,
somebody could have been wedged in between that fucking car, bro. That car that she hit, somebody could have been wedged in between that, bro. Standing right there recording. Didn't get out the way fast enough, and now they dead.
Stephen A. Smith caught a lot of backlash, as he should have.
This message is for Stephen A. Smith. On behalf of the black community, please shut the fuck up. You never know what you're talking about. You're not qualified to speak on anything pertaining to politics or social issues for that matter. Stick to sports. Stephen A. Smith came out and did a whole soliloquy online saying that the ICE agent shot Renee Good was completely justified from a legal standpoint. You're not a fucking lawyer. I've been telling you guys about the right-wing grift. The right-wing grift is so lucrative. You have all these people who are trying to reach the MAGA side of the internet or the conservative side of the internet or the evangelical side of the internet. And when they find another black person because that's
Stephen A. Smith is doing his job. This is what he's paid to do, man. Look who he works for, bro. He is not self-made, bro.
Exactly what Stephen A. Smith is a they love it. They're like, well, this one black person agrees with me, so the rest of black people are wrong, and I can still be racist. How would you even open your mouth to say, from a legal perspective, this is what I believe? You're not a lawyer. This is like the 4th or 5th horrific take you've had about things that are really happening in this nation that are actual issues that actually hurt people.
We have somebody like Steve Kerr, who has always consistently used his platform to speak out for what's right. In contrast to somebody like Stephen A. Smith, who will sell out every person in the country for his conservative grift.
It's shameful, really, that in our country,
for his own personal well-being, bro. He don't want to lose his opportunities, man. Come on now. Stephen A. Smith living a good life as a house niglet. You know what I'm saying?
We can have law enforcement officers who commit murder and seemingly get away with it. It's shameful that the government can come out and lie about what happened when there's video and witnesses who have all come out and disputed what the government is saying. So very demoralizing, devastating to lose anyone's life, especially in that matter.
One thing about Stephen A. Smith is he continues to use his platform to support the Trump administration while attacking people like Jasmine Crockett. And then when he receives backlash, he acts like he didn't say what he said or he didn't understand the significance of what he said, which is why he tried to walk back his initial statement. He is an infamous fence sitter, but it doesn't work in politics like it works in sports.
New York Post, relatively right-wing in its own way. That headline was misleading because even though I said what you said, I said on the headline, that wasn't all that I said.
The headline was misleading because even though I said what you said,
that nigga's hairline is misleading.
That I said in the headline.
That shit is missing, nigga.
Wasn't all that I said. That's how headlines work, Stephen A.
And to paint a picture, oh, he agrees.
Shut up.
He's with us.
You
Meaning
do.
folks on the right, or
You
like
do.
the vice president, or like
You
Kristi
do.
Noem. No, I
You
wasn't.
do.
I don't agree with them because they're acting like it's morally, ethically, and humanely justified. I'm talking legality when I'm talking justification. Nothing else. Everything else about it is wrong, inhumane, morally and ethically wrong. Period. That's my position. But you're trying to paint a different picture, and I don't appreciate that.
Clown.
Stephen A. Smith gave the worst analysis one could on the recent events that took place in Minneapolis, in a video he did not have to do, on commentary that he did not have to give. Smith said that the unaliving that took place was justified. He used the word justified in his analysis, and even said that legally ICE agents can't be charged with M-word unaliving. Well, according to American Prospect, Stephen, you're wrong. Surprise. The headline is ICE agents can be charged with the M-word. States can prosecute anyone for violations of state law regardless of their rank or authority. The law does not confer automatic immunity to federal officers. So let me ask you, Stephen A., what the actual fuck are you talking about? What sort of misinformation are you trying?
Bro, these days it's so easy to see right through the bullshit, bro. So many people in the real world can call out. The average person could call out the bullshit. That man, JD Vance, I believe is his name, the vice president, bro, got up there and said and lied and said that he has immunity. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a federal officer, bro. That is not fucking true, bro. That man got up there and fucking lied, bro. You know what I'm saying? So imagine back in the world before we had social media, how much they lied about shit and just got away with it and just ran with it, bro. And we didn't have the opportunity, we didn't have a way to speak for ourselves and call the shit out, bro. And now we do, man. You know what I'm saying? The people is waking up, bro. It don't matter if you black, white, the game is on everybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's us versus the government, bro. This is a real matrix, bro. This is a real matrix that we live in, bro.
Trying to drive here, man. Then he also said it was wrong of Renee Good to drive off. There was an eyewitness who spoke with Chris Hayes. Her name is Emily Heller. She was quoted as saying that ICE told Renee Good, quote, move, move, move. For a man who is a journalist, this guy doesn't really research shit, does he? On top of that, at the 18-minute mark of his video, he says, do the GOP have a point about the rhetoric of ICE agents and how that might be harming ICE agents? No, it doesn't, Stephen A. You calling an ICE agent a fascist, which they are, you saying that they are conducting domestic T-word, should that result in them pointing a firearm in your face and taking your life when they're in no danger whatsoever?
And a lot of people have been pointing out how on point Kamala was when she made speeches warning about Trump's authoritarian plans, how he was going to use the military against U.S. citizens, which is happening right now.
Donald Trump intends to use the United States military against American citizens who simply disagree with him. People he calls, quote, the enemy from within. This is someone who is unstable, obsessed with revenge, consumed with grievance, and out for unchecked power.
In a political environment as toxic and divisive as it's ever been in this country, with an administration as unpopular as any in U.S. history, words, especially coming from platforms as big as Stephen A. Smith, carry a lot of weight and have huge impact, which is why Stephen A. Smith being irresponsible and so biased with his platform is hurting his career whether he knows it or not and ruining his legacy. Stephen A. Smith is an overpaid cornball sellout. There's nothing more to it than that. We're living in a crazy moment in time right now, but once this passes, once order is restored, people like Stephen A. Smith are going to have to answer for their grifting and the stuff that they use their platform to defend. Like calling this shooting completely justified is insane. But shout out to my channel members. Thank y'all so much for your support. And
hey man, y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation right here, man. We on the road to 100K. Okay, if you want to hit that like button, subscribe button, and turn on all notifications, slap the dog shit about yourself, because that's the first thing you should have did when you clicked on this video. I'll get at you on the next one, and I'm gone. See why I pit